Hello students, let us continue with the general characteristics of phylum Echinodermata. The digestive system, the dorsal side of the starfish is the side where the anus is present, and the ventral side, the bottom side of the starfish, is where the mouth is present. Ventral side of the starfish is called as the oral side, and the dorsal side with the anus is called as the aboral side. Ventral side has mouth, so that is called as the oral side. Dorsal side has anus, and it is called as the aboral side. And now that you know that it has both mouth and the anus, so the digestive system is said to be complete with mouth and anus. Did you know that the starfish can evert its stomach outside the body and digest the prey outside the body and then take it in? It can evert its stomach outside body to capture and digest prey. Example, bivalves. Next we talk about circulatory system. Okay, for circulation, there is already the water vascular system. Apart from water vascular system, there are two additional features for circulation in the starfish. Let us see. Has number one, that will be water vascular system. The second system that it has is called as the hemal system. In the hemal system, there is blood, okay, which is colorless. There is no true heart, and the vessels are reduced. So it can be called as an open and reduced type of blood circulatory system. It is an open circulatory system just like the arthropods and the mollusks. The third feature that it has for circulation is the coelomic fluid. Coelomic cavity with coelomic fluid also aids it in circulation. It gives internal support and transport. So these three features together contribute its circulatory system. Moving on to respiratory system. For respiration, you know that the starfish has 2 feet. Other than 2 feet, there is another feature that is seen in the starfish. Let's look at the aboral surface. So this is a section of the aboral side of the starfish. As you can see, the spines are protruding. These are the spines, also called as the ossicles, and these ossicles are calcareous in nature. Calcareous ossicles of mesodermal origin. These are embedded in dermis region and they protrude outside through the skin in this manner. What I want you to look at is some other things that are there on the surface. Okay, such kind of finger-like processes will also be present all over the surface. These are called as the dermal branchiae, also called as the dermal papillae, also called as the dermal gills. On the oral side, there were the 2 feet which were aiding in the gas exchange, and on the aboral side, there will be these dermal branchiae which will help the starfish in the gaseous exchange. So for respiration, the starfish has the 2 feet on the oral side and the dermal branchiae on the aboral side. Dermal branchiae. Phylum Echinodermata has many different classes, and each of the class has different ways of doing respiration. 2 feet and dermal branchiae is specific to the class to which starfish belongs to. In sea cucumbers which belong to another class, there is something called as respiratory tree. Respiratory trees present. You can read about respiratory trees if you are interested in it. Other than the spines and the dermal branchiae, there is another unique feature that the starfish shows is the presence of such forceps-like structures. Pincer forceps-like structures will be seen on the aboral side, which will help it in clearing the surface, and it will also help it in defense. These are known as pedicellariae. Pedicellariae, which is a unique feature of the starfish. Apart from the dermal branchiae, they can be defined as forceps-like structures for cleaning skin, also for defense. Nervous system. Their nervous system is going to comprise of a nerve ring which radiates into 5 nerves entering into each of these arms. Okay, and this nerve ring is on the lower side, that is the oral side, near mouth region. Nerve ring around mouth radiates into the nerves in each arm. Some special features. Number 1, autotomy. Echinoderms are known to just separate parts of their body in self-defense. If a predator comes around them, they will just amputate one of their arms on their own, just like how a lizard does. That will keep the predator engaged for a while the echinoderm will escape, and it has the ability of regenerating that part as well later on. So autotomy is self-amputation of arms. Second property is regeneration. It is a high capacity for regeneration due to presence of totipotent cells. That you know, starfish is often cited an example of regeneration. Lost parts regrow. For the growth of the lost parts, they need to have a part of the nerve ring. Now if a starfish just removes one of this arm, now this 4-armed starfish will definitely grow that arm back. What about the arm that was amputated? Will that arm also regrow? 4 different arms? It depends. If the amputated arm has a part of the central ring, it will be able to regenerate 4 arms. But if the disintegrated part does not have a part of the central nerve ring, that arm is going to get degenerated. For regeneration, part of central nerve ring is required. This third feature is seen in the sea cucumbers. What it does is, whenever it is irritated or whenever it is attacked, it will just evert out its body parts like its stomach and all. It will just remove outside, which will confuse the predator for a long time. Meanwhile, the sea cucumber will just escape. That is called as evisceration. Viscera means visible organs. Example, sea cucumber, ejection of body parts for defense. Reproduction. Sexes are separate. Echinoderms are dioecious. However, sexual dimorphism is absent. Meaning, sexual dimorphism means what? Male and the female appear separate, right? Like how it is seen in arthropods. But over here, sexual dimorphism is absent. You won't be able to make out which one is a male and a female. There is sexual reproduction. Fertilization is external and the development is indirect. And indirect means that there will be a larva involved. Different classes have different types of larvae. In starfish, there is this larva called as the bipinnaria larva, which will have a bilateral symmetry. This is a free swimming larva. Finally, let's cite the examples of echinoderms. The first one is Asterias, which is the starfish. Ophiura, brittle star. Then we have Echinus, the sea urchin. The sea urchin is known to have a specific feeding apparatus, at its oral side, which is called as the Aristotle's lantern. It's a very pretty jaw apparatus that it has with 5 teeth and all. I would definitely like to keep one as a memento from a dead sea urchin. Has Aristotle's lantern. It is called as the Aristotle's lantern because of the way it appears like a Greek lantern. It is its jaw apparatus. Then we have Cucumaria, also Holothuria, both of which are called as sea cucumbers. And they have this feature of respiratory trees, which I have mentioned earlier. Then finally we have Antidome, sea lily. These are important examples from NCERT, please learn them. So with that we have completed with phylum Echinodermata.
In the name of Lord Mahadev, please subscribe.